All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of the Dubois Podcast. And as always, we are
Boys.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let's just get into it.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back.
Yes.
We back.
Woohoo.
Thankfully, Veronica was able to negotiate with Raymond.
Yes.
He let us get a freebie this time.
Oh, heck yeah.
He also gave us a punch card, so every time this happens, we get a
Oh.
punch. After 10, we get a free sub.
It's like
Yeah.
Little
Free
Caesars.
sub.
I convinced him to allow us to have a reward system now, so that way it benefits both us and him.
Yeah, we need it.
Mhm. Yeah. Our members, unfortunately, just keep dying off, and luckily, we're able to save
At
ourselves.
least
so.
I planned it this time. You know?
Right. But we're all back. We're here.
Yeah.
We're ready, and let's get into our music recommendations.
Yeah.
Sean, do you want to start?
Adam,
Oh yeah, it's no longer.
I'm
a
not
chance
in the
to
start
rap.
anymore.
My song recommendation this week is Big Dog by... this pronunciation is probably not going to be great.
Hanuman.
Kind.
Yeah.
And Kelvy or something. It'll be in the edit. But
Yikes.
it's a song. It's been popping off on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's fire. It's
Fire.
cool. And very, very, it's very cool.
Nice.
That's
Cool.
all
Awesome.
I got.
Cool.
I like it. I like it.
Cool.
My music recommendation is "One Wish" by I think it's not by that guy, by Raven Lene featuring Childish Gambino.
Nice.
It's a very
Hey.
good song too.
That's a good
What?
song.
What?
It's a very good song
It
too.
is.
Good song.
Basically, what it's about is, she's with a guy who just doesn't, he's not showing up to things. He's not doing his part, but she really loves him.
That'd be me.
She
I'll
has
be
one
there.
wish, and she keeps saying that she doesn't want to use it on him because
Yeah,
he's just not doing his part. And, it
Get
really
him
hurts
outta
her
here.
because she loves him. She wants it to work out, but he's just not doing his job.
Do better,
Give it a
Childish
listen.
Gambino.
No, he's not the man.
he's portraying the man.
No.
Oh, my bad.
No.
I don't think he is, at least, from what I've heard.
My
Well,
bad.
no, baby, what are you doing?
What about you?
My music recommendation this week is "Angel of My Dreams" by Jade.
Nice.
This song came out, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago now, and I am obsessed with it. Like, it is so good. It is just so amazing. I love the way that the music, makes you feel, and it's just a great vibe to listen to. So definitely make sure you check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Please do.
Sorry, we got one of Raymond's cats coming around.
Yeah.
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 Don't the place out.
He's
Alrighty.
working.
What about you, Chance? What's your music recommendation this week?
My
Oh, God.
Maharaga.
My Maharaga.
is Decline by Khalid. His album came out yesterday.
DJ Khaled?
Yes. Yes.
2 days ago?
Yesterday.
Something like
Yeah.
that, yeah. I listened to the whole thing. It
Ting,
was
ting.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
There were some ones, but
Oof.
overall,
Damn.
top of the line.
Yeah.
As
Pretty good.
always.
Pretty good. Your face card never declines. Anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cute.
Hell yeah.
That was cute.
You
I
know,
like that.
I gotta amp up the boys,
I appreciate it.
but it's also facts. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
Sorry, the cats are there. You know,
He's
Now
mad.
he
He's
wants
got
to
top
squabble.
spot.
that's a long boy, bro. Sorry. Whoa. Anyway.
Hey, yo.
All right. Let's
Let's move
keep
on.
it going. My
You got it. You got it. You got it.
my music recommendation today is "Be Your Girl" by, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Jayla Darden. Basically the song just sonically just very good all around.
I like Sonic.
Production, the voice, the vocals. Yes. Anyway, but it is basically so she's like talking to a friend, potential love interest, who knows? And basically she's saying like, "Hey, bro, stop playing, bro. You know that I'm the one for you. You know we go together well. Stop playing games. I'm trying to be your girl.
Yes, sir.
Like, give me what I deserve. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm trying to get the
sir.
spot." And I'm like, I respect it. Feel that.
You can relate, huh?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I can.
Who's the artist again?
Jayla Darden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, just very good. And you should also listen to this song, just like every other song that we've ever recommended and will ever recommend. Yes.
That you can easily find in a compact place where you could look up any
Oh.
one of these and all of them all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Dubois
Dubois music
recommendation.
recommendation playlist. No, the playlist.
No,
It is a playlist, but it's not in the title.
Anyways, you can find it in the description of this
Speedify.
video.
Yeah.
Find it on our socials page. Find it written on the stall at your local
What the?
dirty, nasty bar.
Mhm.
I
That
wrote it
means you got
there.
to start going there to write it down.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
All the
Me?
dirty
All
bars.
of them, all of the local
Without
ones
me?
that
Well, he
were-
walked in, wrote it, and walked
Oh,
out.
no, left.
Yeah,
You got 2 weeks.
He had a lot to get to through.
Yeah, I was very nervous and scared.
Well, on that note, I guess let's get into our weeks. Sean, do you want to start?
No. Yeah, I think not. No,
Oh.
so
Alex?
I'm gonna,
Hey.
I'm gonna give. All right, so I might have a couple stay blessed going on.
Oh
It is.
boy.
First, stay blessed. If you are on dating apps
Oh,
and you
here
have
we
your
go.
notifications turned off, stay blessed.
We lost half of our viewership at any point in the timeline.
Yo, you're out in the shorty you're talking to is crazy.
You
No,
know,
it's all right,
To be fair, technically, he doesn't know. Confirm that she has him off. He just,
I guess
True.
that's true.
Also, she hasn't
Oh.
replied for 2 days, so hey, that's all right.
Hey, sorry, bro.
Hey, you know,
By the
that's
time she
okay.
sees this, it'll be,
It's all right. It's no problem. But it just doesn't quite make sense to me if you're on a dating app. Why have them shits turned off?
True.
I don't
Yeah.
really.
I
Kinda
will
defeats the
say
purpose.
though, I will like devil's advocate, just a teeny tiny bit.
Mhm.
It does get annoying. Like,
When you
mind you,
pop
this
it.
was a
That's what
long
you
time
said.
ago.
yeah, look, geez,
When
if you
I
pop
was
it.
last on dating apps, like it does get annoying
Bling, bling, bling.
constantly
Yeah.
seeing those little pop ups like all the dang time. So
Yeah,
like,
Oh, wait,
but,
I
like,
get
Can you
it.
like mute
What's-
conversations?
I was gonna
and
say,
stuff?
is it like
don't
Probably,
know.
but like, what's the point? If
is
you're
it is it like like you mute all notifications? Like there's no like just
No, in
messages
between,
or
yeah.
like there's or just like the push notifications is all messages
I
or all
imagine-
notifications?
I imagine they just go into their like settings for the app and then
Yeah.
just turn off.
Well, in that case, I kind of get it because like the ad, like the you should come back and keep swiping. That's annoying. If you
Yeah.
can't control whether it's
Yeah.
just like
I-
push
I
notifications
guess
or
that's- I
messages,
guess so,
but
yeah, but
if
like,
you're not
what's-
going to regularly check it
mhm.
and you also have the notifications turned
that's
off,
also true. That's true. You should
and,
check it
you
more
know.
often
Well,
if you.
my thing is
Yeah.
like, if you match with someone that you want to talk to, you would obviously. I feel like it makes more sense to want to see the notifications from them than to like have it silenced.
Yeah.
Even if you're getting a bunch of people, that just means that you have a lot of people that you have like matched with that you're like actively talking to. But if you're not actively talking to the person, just unmatch, and then you won't have unnecessary notifications.
But I
True.
think sometimes though the notifications are just like, I'm trying to remember. Obviously, again, it was a really long time since I've been on one of these things, but I feel like you get notifications when people like you too, right?
No,
well,
the
it
one you'll
depends
get
on
is
what you're
like
on.
someone liked you, and that's really
Yeah.
it.
Right,
but-
yeah. So like maybe those little like annoying messages maybe would be annoying, but
Maybe
like
I was desperate because I was like, someone did.
No,
Wow.
I feel that. I feel that.
2 years.
Yeah. What else?
Like
Who else
a
should
voice.
stay blessed?
If you need time, we can come back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, well, always
Oh,
gonna
you know,
go.
oh, you know who could stay blessed? Daily Mail Australia. You guys could stay blessed. So
What
I'm
they do?
assuming
It's
some
about
of you,
the Olympic stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming some of you have probably heard, probably not you two, have heard about
Facts.
the boxing
Oh yeah.
Olympics woman who everyone thinks is trans, but she's not.
We're back on this again.
Yeah, she just
Oh
has
my
like
God.
high
She just thinks-
testosterone.
She's in.
Hey, can we get over it?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah,
Move
but I
on?
feel like there are also other things that they should be addressing that they're not. Like
Yeah.
not even like within the women's boxing, but there's like other allegations from other
Mhm.
Yeah.
like people in the Olympics that like nobody has addressed, nobody's really talked about that are like
Mhm.
way worse than like
Mhm.
something
Someone
like
just
this.
existing.
Right, like
Yeah.
she's just a woman existing in the world.
Exactly.
But continue, Sean. Go ahead.
It's her fault. She diesel. She
Yeah.
put in the work for it. Damn.
Yeah,
Listen,
sure.
that Italian boxer, ass. Sorry, that's just on
Listen, look, I'm holding reservations on my judgment of the Italian boxer because it's unclear from what I've seen whether or not she is being malicious toward the Algerian boxer.
Mm.
you. Yeah, my
'Cause
thing is
a
not
lot of-
more so being malicious or like based on her character. I'm just saying, you lasted 46 seconds in a boxing match. You got hit once and
Sorry.
said you got hit too
the
hard.
nose.
Yeah.
That just
Yeah.
means
While
that
you're in the
how did you make it there?
While you're in a competition of who can hit the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you
yeah,
make
that's
it
I
that
guess
hard?
not getting hit the hardest is,
I mean, I guess it's also
But I
part of
mean,
it, but
boxing is a contact sport. Like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen little clips here and there. Like I've never actually watched a boxing match, but like people come out of it bloody, bruised,
Facts.
like you bust skin. Like it is not a sport where like you're gonna be like, okay, like
Yeah.
like no, you're gonna get injured.
If you're in there long enough, you get what's called cucumber ears or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Or
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower ears. Cauliflower ears.
Hey, yo.
My bad.
I want to learn how to box, but like not for professionally, just
Yeah,
For
no.
fun.
you know,
Just 'cause
for
you can
kind of like for fitness reasons and because it's a cool skill to have. You know?
After that 10 death loss, 10 death streak, you start boxing.
Yeah, lucky.
But the reason I'm targeting Daily Mail Australia specifically is because for some reason I follow them on Facebook. I have no
Oh,
idea why.
nice.
Specifically the Australian one.
Yeah, specifically the Australia one. But in every single, they post like 10 articles about
They
it
do.
a day, and in
Oh,
every
brother.
single one,
They
they call
post a
her they
lot.
call her a man,
Yep.
and like like the clickbaity article
Yeah.
basically centered around calling her a man. So then all the fucking lame-o loser garbage dickhead weasels in the comments are all like, "Oh, they shouldn't let men beat on women." To those people, get educated and
Oof.
also stay blessed.
Yeah. Hit the books.
Also, the people who are like, "Ugh, this isn't it. But if it were in any other context, it would be called domestic violence." Shut.
Oh my God, bro.
But it's a sport. It is literally a registered
Yeah.
contact sport.
It's
like
just
it is.
extra dumb because it's like
come
that's not what
on.
domestic violence
Yeah.
means,
Yeah.
man.
And it takes one Google search to know the truth.
Yeah.
But no one does that. They just read the
No.
article and go, that's the truth.
Also, so you morons out there
Oop.
are telling me that you think that the conservatively Muslim country of Algeria
True.
chose a trans woman to represent them in boxing?
True.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta
Women's
push the
boxing?
trans agenda. They
Boxing.
really
They're-
love
they're-
it.
Oh.
A bunch of liberal cucks in Algeria, I guess. So yeah, I've been seeing that, and every time I see it, it pisses me off. I hate stupid clickbaity journalism like that.
Yeah.
Because it just stokes more flames and keeps people uninformed. Because none of these losers are actually like looking into the scenario. And
Yeah.
it's all stupid. Everybody complaining about the Olympics and everything surrounding it. It's just you guys. You guys need
Really grind my gears.
yeah, really.
Gears.
Anyways, yes, you all stay blessed. People on dating apps in general,
Just
stay
in
blessed.
general.
Damn.
Good thing I'm not on them.
Yeah. And I think that's all I got in the chamber right now.
My week. Last episode that you watched, when the camera turned off, my eyes closed. And when I opened them, I was here.
Shit.
So I don't have a
Oh.
week to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Watching that from a
Technically-
third-person perspective was crazy.
Technically, when
Yeah.
the camera turned off, there were still like 30 minutes of the episode left. So
When the audio stopped, I closed my eyes. And then it showed up here.
there you go.
Yeah, I didn't have that much of a week to talk about. Yesterday was my sister's birthday, so
Happy
that was
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Look
Look
at
at
you.
you.
But other than that, same old, same old. What about you, Chance?
Sadness.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Was
Dang.
I-
You want to talk
other
about
than
it?
that, I went on vacation in death. You know,
Some would say death is a vacation. You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
True.
you know, figure shit out. Say goodbye for a little while. Hopefully, I'll see her soon. You know,
Goodbye
Nice.
for now, but not forever.
Indeed. True.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
See you later.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
A long later.
See you
See
soon.
see you soon.
Don't
See
focus
you
on the
soon.
negative.
Fact.
You know, you can still talk to her.
That's
You
true.
can
That is
still, you know,
Still see her
stay in contact.
FaceTime.
Mhm.
What are you
Grand-
talking about?
See her FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Grand scheme of life over the long course of human history. 1 year is but not even.
It's like 5 months.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
5 months is but a thumbtack in the great
Uh-huh.
board of
Yeah, let him
life.
cook.
There it is.
Huh?
Let him cook.
Yep.
I don't
It's
He's cooking.
the red
I think that
string
one's off.
across the board of fate is
Uh-huh.
still connected, and we're still there,
Yep.
and the love is still felt.
Okay.
And
Oh.
somebody take the mic away from
You could have ended it on the last one.
Yeah.
but-
Did you even talk about your week?
No, we're still on
Yes.
chance. he was
just
talking
took
about.
over.
Yeah. He had a poem. He had to share.
Yeah, I had to,
Funny.
it hit my heart.
Hey, that was it.
Oh,
Understandable.
me. It's me. Hey, it's me, Goku. Anyway, my week, the activities with which were done work ass like always. But your boy is soon soon I say like a month and a half to get a new job.
Do any of them watch this?
Well, technically I have a new job, but it's
Do any of them watch this?
No.
Okay.
No.
The 1 week that they do.
Yeah, looking like
announces
What the hell?
early.
I'm like, hey, well, you know.
This comes out in like 2 weeks anyway. So.
Right,
Also
so
true.
there
Also
you
true.
go.
Actually,
It's true.
yeah. But yeah, so like moving on to a new job that is closer and pays more. So
Yes,
that's better.
we love that.
Yeah, you already know. So things are looking up.
That's good.
Other than that, got to a very very annoying area in Elden Ring,
Facts. Fuck the
and
Halloween tree. At least they have a Halloween tree.
facts, and that's about it. It's my life. I left my bev, my Stanley cup full of fruit punch flavored water today, and made me sad.
I told Alex
Sorry.
this
Do you actually have a
yesterday.
Stanley?
Huh?
Do you actually have a Stanley?
Well, it's like a
It's-
Stanley cup, like rip,
Yeah.
like kind of. But it's my mom's,
I
and
was-
she said you could
okay.
have it. So it's like, say less.
Nice.
I was gonna say, I feel like you mentioned it before once too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be surprised.
You
I feel like I
Stanley girly.
can't. Like I don't see you. With
See me
like
being a Stanley cup kind of guy.
Hey, no judgment. But
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
yeah, no, I get it.
I'm trying to
I
catch a
told,
signal.
I told I told Alex this yesterday. I found out they have those drink packets. I found out they have Snapple ones.
Really?
And them
What?
bitches actually kind of taste like it too.
As a Snapple apple is. Like,
I
just
didn't
as
try
good?
that
Sick.
Snapple apple,
Come
but the guy he
on.
gave me the fruit punch one. 'cause
Oh,
it was one of
yeah.
my coworkers, he was like, "Oh, here's a bottle of water and a drink packet." I was like, "Say
Nice.
less."
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
And he gave me one of the fruit punch Snapple ones, and I was like, "It's just gonna taste like fucking regular fruit punch
But
that like it normally tastes like." But no, it actually kind of tastes like the actual thing. So I'm gonna
Hell
start
yeah.
investing in them bitches.
hell yeah.
Also, another thing that I remembered,
Mhm.
I've finished my Umbrella Academy rewatch in preparation for the new season.
Oh yeah, it's coming out soon.
Yeah, and when I first watched season 2 and 3, I was not as big of a fan of those ones as I was of season 1.
They got a little weird.
Yeah,
mild.
they definitely got a lot more comic booky
Yeah.
in the second and third season,
Yeah.
where the first one is still a little bit more grounded.
Yeah.
But upon my rewatch and binging them through, I have a much
Nice.
larger appreciation for them. You know who else can stay blessed now that I'm thinking about it? Umbrella Academy fans.
Yo,
You know why?
I'm a fake fan, so
Because all I'm gonna say is
Uh.
what Luther and
Oh.
Allison had in season 1 was beautiful.
Yeah.
But
indeed.
because everybody complained, because they just don't get it, it was ripped from us. And that's all I'll
Yeah.
say.
They complain because they're brother and
Because
sister.
they're like brother and sister or
Yeah.
whatever.
even though they're not.
They're not
Yeah.
biologically.
yeah, they're not.
Also, there were kids who grew up without like social interaction outward.
Right.
Yeah,
So the only place where they could potentially explore those
Yeah.
emotions is inward.
yeah,
So I'm just saying,
yeah,
and their little dance in season 1
yeah.
was beautiful.
True.
When Final
And it's-
Fantasy do it, everybody's cool though. Anyway,
Adam.
there are like a couple of Final Fantasy games where like childhood friends. Well, I guess this is totally different, but people who've grown up together,
That's
Mhm.
definitely
like
different,
her,
but I
you
get
know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Cloud and Tifa.
kind of, and his
Well-
most recent one. Spoilers, I guess. Sorry,
Didn't Luna Freya and
played enough?
I've seen it.
I was gonna say.
didn't Noctis and Luna Freya kind of grow up together too?
They
They're
were like
like-
betrothed though. I think.
Yeah,
right?
he's like a prince and she's a princess from somewhere else. So like,
Oh,
you
I thought they like grew up like in very
Mhm.
close proximity.
Mm,
Oh,
no,
never
they
mind.
just be sending their dogs to,
Yeah,
to bring letters to each
across
other.
like states,
Hell yeah.
continents.
So yeah, it's unfortunate that it was stolen from us, but onward we go.
Hey, just
Mhm.
talk to Gerard Way. Tell him bring him back.
I don't know if he's
Bro,
in charge of that.
Bro, what you doing?
That's
I
what's
don't
the
know
point
if
of it.
Trying to get some.
But Gerard, if you want to be on the podcast, then we could talk about it.
True.
Hey,
You could
Yeah,
sing
we
a
could be
song
on
for
here.
everyone,
you don't
Yeah,
have to though if
You
you
don't
don't
have
want to.
but it's up to you.
But it'd be awesome.
We got a nice stage to perform on,
We got
as
a
you can
nice-
see.
nice good spot for you to perform. So I'm pretty excited. I still think season 3 I probably like the least out of the bunch.
That's where
Yo, spoilers.
I didn't watch it, but I know the
Oh.
premise. But never mind.
the team
The Clone Wars.
class
The
two,
Clone Wars, yeah.
class 1B.
Yeah. Basically.
Hell yeah.
And there was
Ultimate
some
reality.
interesting stuff in the season for sure, but it's
Feels a little all over the place for sure.
Yeah, there's some stuff in there that's like, it feels a little incongruent with the rest of the story, but
Yeah.
maybe I just don't understand all the stuff yet.
Maybe they'll explain it next season.
True.
Maybe they'll explain it next season. So I'm excited. It's very good.
Yeah.
And I also started watching Peaky Blinders.
Hell yeah.
Blind.
And it's pretty cool so far.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little period piece.
Nice.
Yes.
Stuff about love, some stuff about, family.
It's all
Drama.
about La Familia.
Yes,
Familia. Yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Mia Familia. Kickball.
Speaking of shows, there are other things that I should be watching that have been on the list for a while, but you know me, I don't do what I'm supposed to.
Mhm.
I have watched the one season of Grand Army that there is on Netflix. At first, I was like, it's like a little teen drama that I'm gonna watch, in the off time. It's actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
And then I started because it came out literally yesterday, and I'm already 3 episodes deep. So like, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because I like the lead actress, and everybody else is really good too. And it's entertaining so far. I like me a mystery. It's pretty cool. I want to know who murdered Andy Bell. Anyway.
Why? Why'd you do that?
Facts.
They were cool.
Facts.
I think.
Probably.
Mm.
But there's something else. I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Support storytelling. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it.
I
That's it.
think that's all I got in the tank.
That's it.
Alrighty, so before we get into today's topic,
Oh.
I have
Going ham. Golly.
questions that I want to ask you guys.
Oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
obviously, the questions are going to end up being related to what we're going to talk about, but I would love to hear all of your answers
Oh,
and
boy.
see what you guys think.
She's trying to get me canceled.
True.
No,
It's a trap.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I plead the fifth.
Okay, so
don't.
Oh.
it's really just 3 basic kind of would you rather questions.
Okay. Would you rather?
Would you
Right?
rather?
All right. So, would you guys rather be fully in charge of your finances or share the responsibility with your spouse?
Share responsibility.
Share.
Okay.
Do you mind?
I ain't got no money for that.
Bro, that's not the
Well,
that's not the
let's
question.
say,
That's not one of the answers.
Yeah. If you had the opportunity to, would you want to be the sole provider or would you want you and your partner to provide into the home equally?
A lot of pressure.
That's okay.
What?
Listen, there's no
That's a
wrong
lot.
answer.
Yeah. No, I mean like being the sole
Oh,
provider.
yeah. 100%.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
All right.
You fuck up that shit.
Yeah.
Mhm,
You're
mhm,
done.
mhm.
Plus, I would like my partner to have as much agency as she possibly can in her
Mhm.
own decisions and future and everything.
Including
So
having her
her,
own house, living in her own house.
if she wants
With her
to,
own kids.
Howie Mandel.
Her own
Her own
kid. She has a separate life.
just that way,
Yeah.
God forbid something goes down. That way, she'll still be okay, and it'll all work out in the end.
What's your answer?
I'm saying.
I don't think you actually give it an answer.
I would say the split.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we live in an era
Mhm.
where women in a lot of fields are kind of outperforming men.
True.
And, like, the job market isn't exactly that yet, but it's getting there certainly. And so it's like
Man, we live in a world where you can't afford to pay shit.
That
without
too.
having a second
Honestly.
person.
We live in a society.
so
Society.
with things starting to not really starting, but with things getting where they are, I feel like makes a lot more sense for both people to
Yeah.
have that ability to provide and fend for themselves and for each other.
Yeah, I feel like it allows everyone to take care of things equally, but also gives both parties like their own money to do the things that they want to do without
Exactly.
feeling like they have to borrow from someone
Yeah.
or feel pressured in that way.
Ask permission.
What about you, Alex?
Even split.
Make her pay
50,
for
50.
everything.
Hey,
Yeah,
no,
why-
kidding, kidding.
yeah, why wasn't-
Actually,
why wasn't
the
that
other
an
way.
option?
You know what?
She gets
Oh, yeah.
100% of
That
it.
is
Would
an
you
option.
want it to be the reverse way?
Huh?
Would you want it to be the reverse way, where your
Yes.
wife was the
I mean, like, I wouldn't be mad
breadwinner,
at it.
essentially?
I wouldn't mind being a house
Yeah.
husband.
Facts. What?
Okay.
Get me the Swiffer right now. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. I used to have that same fan and light combo in my old bedroom. Anyway,
If only you guys knew what he was talking about.
yeah. Sorry, you can't see it.
You're not
Maybe
allowed
one
to see
more.
it,
Anyway, Yes. But out of the
What's your
two
final
answers
answer?
given, they're provided, I'd say it's 50-50.
All right. So let's say that you guys are all married. You guys
Mhm.
all have a partner.
One day.
Would you guys rather have your partner work outside of the home, or would you rather make your partner a stay-at-home partner?
What would? I guess. Sorry, not to mess up the hypothetical, but
No,
like,
you're
what
fine.
would she prefer? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause
That's
I
not
don't.
important.
I
right
don't
now.
care either way.
You can't. There's no one to
That's
ask right now.
I know.
Let's say
I'll
let's
say.
say you're taking a more traditional role and you're the man in the relationship and
Yuck.
you make the
don't-
decisions. Do you decide that
bleh.
she stays at home or you decide that she works?
Damn, I have to do. Damn.
Decided
Sorry, this is alternate timeline.
Yeah, this isn't like
This isn't me for real.
Well,
yeah.
never
Oh.
mind. I feel like when you said traditional, it kind of like put him in a box at that point.
Yeah. Or would you like a non-traditional?
What is your normal opinion?
right? What do you think? How would you want your
Wait, did
relationship
we all
to
respond to
function?
this, or are we just all
No.
getting? Oh, okay.
No, we just
Yeah.
started.
Time.
I started talking
Yeah.
first, so I was like, I need more context.
You want us to come
Um,
back to you? We can come back to you. I can ask one of these gentlemen.
Everybody have their answer? Anybody already have their answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can start with.
Do you
Okay.
want to go first, Sean?
Sure.
Go ahead.
So my answer is partly to do with experience in my life, and also might be a tinge problematic on one thing I'm going to say, but I'll address it when I get to
sounds
it.
about right.
I think I would want her to get out and have her own job
Mm-hmm.
because, like, for example, my mom, love you, mom. She's a
Love
house.
you.
She's a housewife, but she does talk about like the yearning of being out there in the world
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
not being confined to the house and her responsibilities all the time, like being able to get a normal job and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I think I'd probably rather my partner do that for her own sake more than
Mhm.
anything, because
Mhm.
being able to be out there interacting with people and things of that nature would probably be very good for her mental health.
Mhm.
However, I must say, and this is the problem. This is a slightly problematic thing.
Mhm.
I don't mean it in a problematic way, but it is an observation.
locked up.
Oh, yo.
Sometimes when you see a woman doing something that's like motherly or housewifely, if you want to call
wait.
it that, it can be kind of attractive. I'm not gonna lie.
True. Wait, is the question whether you want them to be like the stay at home, like, or is it work from home or work?
Stay at
Would
home
you
mom.
want them to stay at home, or would you want them to work outside of the
It's
home?
does like they can work from home, right? I'm assuming. Like, is it more of like a work versus like being a stay-at-home
Do you want them
wife?
to have a job or stay at home mom?
Right.
Oh, I thought it was.
Essentially,
I thought it
yeah.
was they worked either way, but would I want them like stay
Work
at
at
the, stay at
home
the
or work
crib
outside?
or like?
Well, I mean,
leave
the
crib
level
kind
of work
thing?
is different, I guess, in that sense.
That's true.
But like,
both work,
obviously,
but-
I can explain more when we get into the
Okay.
topic.
Okay. All right. I'm locked in now. Copy.
So,
Oh, I thought we were still going.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, if one
oh.
of you guys wants to answer, you're welcome.
I would prefer them if I was the one making the sole decisions, which yucky. I'd prefer them to like go out and like have their own job because of a similar thing where like being cooped up in the crib all the time doing like and like I'm sure there are people who like to do the thing like the things at home to like help their family and whatnot, but like I feel like over time it's gotta like being cooped up doing the same thing like day in day out, at least leaving the house doing a job. You get to like after work, maybe I don't know, you're just out in the world, and I feel like it's more the variety helps with, I guess, like
Keeps life spontaneous.
yeah, because like I hate monotony a lot, not monogamy, monotony. Monopoly. So I feel like that helps because just staying in the crib all day, it's eventually sucks. So that's what I say.
Yeah, I'd say like
Also, sorry.
finish
I'm
it
sorry.
up.
Also, get some time away from each other because because
Get away.
alone time. Well,
He's like,
I guess
work
technically
first
it's
shift,
not
he
alone
works second
time.
Shift.
huh?
I said I work first shift. She works second shift.
Damn. Technically, it's not alone time, but like time apart, I think helps a little bit too. So, yeah, that's my answer.
I'd say like work outside the house mainly because like I feel like that goes along with my first response to the
Yeah.
first question where it's like we both do things 50-50. But yeah, I feel like being cooped up, it's not fun. Like everyone said, it's better to get out in the world, get a break from like the house life and have coworkers, other people you can talk to, socialize with, get that aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And for some people, it feels good to work and make your own money. So.
Nice.
Yes.
What about
I
you,
agree.
sir?
So if they're not at home, does that mean I have to be at home?
No, it's more so. What would you want to do for yourself? Like, I'm assuming you'd be working.
Whether you are working
I don't
or
want to
not.
be at home.
Okay, so you don't want to be at home.
I mean, well,
okay, so do you want?
hold up.
You don't wanna be
okay,
at
hold
home
on.
full time.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I want to be able to leave the house and then come back.
Yeah,
Right.
and so
If I can do that, I don't care if I'm at home.
That's not the.
So what about the
What about
the wife or
her?
partner? Do you want them to be home and be a stay-at-home person? Or
Do you want a
work?
housewife or do you want a wife that works?
True.
Ideally, I want them to help pay for shit.
So you want a wife that works? That's fine.
Get a job.
I ain't making that kind of bread.
No, listen, I get
What
it.
about a timeline where you are?
That's not a timeline.
That's
He's
That's
all
crazy.
timelines.
I'm broke.
I ain't making that kind of bread.
Damn.
In every timeline, that timeline doesn't exist.
I mean,
Damn.
I guess if I can comfortably work without stressing myself out and still afford to pay for both of us, and she doesn't feel that she needs the work, it's not like a passion of hers, then I guess it doesn't matter. I don't care. She's more than welcome to stay at home if that's something she wants to do.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer?
I don't care. It's not my life. It doesn't affect me.
But for
Her happiness is her happiness,
Yes,
I mean, but
and her happiness is my happiness.
But would you prefer to have
Aw.
a housewife?
Huh?
Would you prefer to have
Oh.
a housewife type scenario?
I don't care. It
All right.
doesn't
I
it
pick that
doesn't
option
change
too?
how I live. Their happiness changes how I live.
Mhm.
So if they're more happy being a housewife, then I'm more happy with them being a housewife. If they're more happy working, then I'm more happy them working.
Makes sense.
The
In my
coward's way out.
opinion, that's how a good relationship works.
Yeah, but we're not
talking
doing
about all that.
we're not doing ideals. We're doing what the
I-
options provided.
I just-
Here,
I don't- I
I'll
don't-
put
I don't
this. I'll
see
put
them
this
as
into
like a-
perspective.
Would you watter?
If you weren't
Watter.
making
Facts.
if you obviously weren't able to cover all the bills,
Yeah.
but let's say the person you're with was like, "Hey, I don't want to work." Would you be okay with that? Like that's what they want?
That's
Or would
a
you
little
kind of
bit
be like,
different.
"Hey,
If
you should
I-
get a job"?
If,
Kind of
I,
thing?
Well,
if I'm
even then-
struggling, or if I can barely afford it, I don't want to be the one who has to sort of grind it out. I
Right.
would like
Yeah.
them to be able
Grind
to
it out.
support me in the same way that I support them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I like your guys' answers.
Nice.
So with that, we're gonna get into this
Yeah.
week's topic. So over
That was already 3. Oh
I
shit.
thought it was this too.
that was 2.
Oh.
I bumped it down because 2 of them were kind of the same.
Oh,
Good
okay,
point.
okay.
So anyways, I feel like over the last maybe year or so, there's been this kind of not trend per se, but it's been more
movement.
talked about is a trad wife. So a trad wife is a more traditional wife. From what I understand, it's a couple that has like a more traditional relationship where the wife stays at home and the husband is the main provider. A very kind of popular trad wife nowadays is Nara Smith. I wouldn't necessarily say that she doesn't bring any income in because she is a very popular influencer. But who we're going to be talking about today is going to be Hannah Nealman. So this woman is known on TikTok as Ballerina Farms. And recently there was a New York Times article that had came out about her. And the way that it was written and the way that it kind of explained the trad wife phenomenon to me was kind of interesting. One thing that immediately spoke out to me was right under the headline was a brief little blurb of who she is, and it says, Hannah Nealman, known to her 9 million followers as Ballerina Farms, milks cows, gives birth without pain relief, and breastfeeds at beauty pageants. Is it an empowering new model of womanhood or a hammer blow for feminism? So a lot of people are having this kind of mixed feelings about her. A lot of people are supporting her in what she does. And a lot of people aren't really big fans of her. One of the things that really stuck out to me was that in the article, they speak about how she had just given birth to one of their children and 12 days later was in a beauty pageant for Miss USA. And
she won, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
she did. So what I think,
Yeah.
right, what I
W.
think is crazy is anybody who knows anyone that has had a baby, 12 days postpartum is insane.
Yeah,
like
facts.
Yeah.
while I commend her for that, I do also think she's a little wild for that because
Yeah.
it's like, what are you
definitely some risks.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, she even says, like, in the article, obviously I won't go too much into it because it kind of gets a little gory, but
Oh.
in the article, she talks about how she had a lot of bleeding, she was having a lot of health issues afterwards, and she was counting the days, and, like, up until day 10, she was still sick, not feeling well, yet she performed in this pageant show, and she won. Another really interesting thing about her and her past is that she was a student at Juilliard. She was the first and only student in modern history to be pregnant at Juilliard, which is in itself something that is just a wow. And then there's what I find interesting is a little bit about their backstory. But before I get into that, do you guys have any opinions about anything that I've said or any thoughts that come to your brain or anything?
I think. I
The
think
4 men are going to give their opinion on the
Oh,
situation.
Right.
Allocate.
Well, I feel like you guys are like good enough men to have a conversation like this
Hell
with
yeah.
because I
We're
feel like
pretty
you guys
Good enough.
right, you guys
Normal men.
We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
like
No, no,
that.
no, no.
But like you guys are all progressive. I feel like you guys
just
can
innocent men.
look at it from like both sides and
Yeah.
maybe even play devil's advocate from a man's perspective as well. Because like obviously I come from a woman's perspective, so I'd like to hear what you guys think.
So I read the article, so I don't want to go like I don't want to skip to where you haven't gone.
Mhm.
But I will preface this with like people that are in these relationships, as long as both parties are okay with it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if one is being taken advantage of, then that's not okay.
Yeah.
As for what's been said, if she really wanted to do the pageant, good on her.
Mhm.
12 days is kind of wild,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when like you are actively sick and
Yeah.
like having issues 10 days in, and then like I think on the 12th day, from what I read, it was like that was when she stopped. Like,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
totally okay. It was on
Yeah.
the 12th day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. It's
And,
kind of crazy.
Like her regiment, like during her
Yeah.
pregnancy, and then like
Mhm.
up until like the beauty pageant is like Jesus.
Yep, she was
Yeah.
very
God
strict
damn, lady.
diet, very
Like,
strict
chill.
workout. Like she was very strict on
And
herself.
that was her 8th child.
Yeah.
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 Do we
Yeah.
do we plan on talking about the husband in depth at all?
Oh, I hope so.
we're gonna get into
Okay.
that.
I hope
I'll save
so.
it.
Oh,
Okay, so
we're
I'll save it.
gonna get into their relationship.
Okay, I'll save that.
Oh
for later.
yeah.
That's why I don't wanna go
Oh
too much.
yeah.
Yeah, I think with the trad wife phenomena,
Phenomenal.
I think similarly, I think if you feel like your goal in life, or if you're comfortable enough being a like trad wife, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. If that's kind of the role you want to fulfill,
Yeah.
then hey, go for it. I think the problem, or where it becomes a problem, is when you attempt to put that lifestyle on other people,
Yeah.
and that includes your own children too.
True.
Mhm.
Like when you try to push that way of being on your kids,
Mhm.
I think can be very damaging to them. Granted, I don't have kids, but it feels like if you put them in this box at an earlier age, they're not going to know that they can escape from that box
Yeah, it
Mhm.
feels a little brainwashy,
a little bit.
just a little bit.
And mind you, they have 8 children. They're 12, 10, 9, 7, 5, 3, 2, and a baby that's a newborn.
This
So she essentially had a baby every 9 months.
Damn.
This is one. Get off of her. Okay. Every time I
Facts.
see somebody, this is how I feel about ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. Get
For
off of
real.
her, all right? Because like child, and then you pop that bad boy out, and then immediately get another one.
Yeah.
You pop that bad boy out, immediately get another. It's like
I feel like you're building a militia.
this is
Fact.
something that like I thought about recently. Like I think yesterday or a couple days, definitely this week. Is like I'm torn because it's like on one hand, I feel like you shouldn't be able to have unlimited children, but I also feel like you shouldn't be limited on how many children you have. So I'm just like directly in the middle on this issue because when I think of that one family, like the 22 kids and counting or whatever the
Oh, the
fuck number is,
Duggars.
yeah, those weirdos. They're like actual like certifiable weirdos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they
I
have
didn't
a
know they
lot
had
of.
certification for
A lot of
that. I'll look
problematic.
into it.
Yeah, you get it through a program in the government.
Okay.
But yeah, that like having that many kids is, I think, the soft cap I think should be like double digits. I think if you're at I don't think you need any more than 9 kids if I'm being real.
Yeah.
Like, what do you need?
It is a lot.
Well, need is a strong thing.
Like, that's the thing. I don't even think you need.
you
not.
shouldn't be pushing kids out. Like,
That's
yeah.
that's a little
But at
crazy.
some point, it's like, what are you taking away from your other children by continuously having these
Yeah.
kids? Because it's like
and
you
from
can't,
yourself.
right?
Yeah.
You can't equally divide your attention among 8 kids, and she might be able to, but we'll see where that lands her.
She's also the main parent too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I
Nick
know.
Cannon, future would no. Well, future
Oh,
doesn't.
goodness.
Future
Yeah, you know
doesn't
what?
take.
But Nick
Future doesn't
Cannon-
take care of his
Nick
kids. but-
Cannon, he has different baby mamas.
Yeah,
so
That's
it's
true.
split up
That's
between all
true.
of
That's
them.
true.
Not that he should be
We got
doing
a
Yeah.
mom
this.
for each kid.
That's
You
true.
get a mom. You get a mom.
He at the very least, like, spreads his
Yeah.
seed in many fields.
He spreads it evenly throughout the.
Yeah.
You
Give
know.
him some variety into the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, I think like with what you said, like at first with the, I think not agreeing with the lifestyle is fine, but to not like her, I feel like is a bit much because it's like she's the person living her life.
Right.
It
You know
also
what I mean?
depends on what her content looks like.
That's
Well,
also
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
That is also
I
true.
was gonna say when you mentioned like pushing it on people is when it comes to like putting your lifestyle on the internet, there's different ways of going about it. You can
That's
kind
true.
of be like, hey, this is my life, this is what I do, and that's
You enjoy
fine.
it, watch.
But when
you
it's
know?
but then when it's like, hey, this is my life and this is what you should do,
Yeah,
Yeah.
then
and
it's
this
like
is how you
And
should
it's
raise
like-
your
Yeah.
kids, and this is how you should do this. Then it's like, no, people
Yeah.
can do things different ways.
yeah,
So that's where I have a problem with it when it becomes like you said, just like kind of forcing it on people or like shoving it down their throat to
Yeah.
like be like this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if her content is just like, hey, y'all, look at me and my family. Look
Yeah.
how much fun we have. Then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, that's fine. You shouldn't get mad at that.
yeah.
Because there definitely are some people who are going to get mad at that simply for
Yeah,
the fact
just
of like,
because-
promoting this content inherently pushes the patriarchy. And it's like, all right, let's just slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
she's just showcasing her life. And maybe
Yeah.
she enjoys it. That's fine.
Yeah,
But but like he said, if she's that type where it's like, you should surrender yourself unto your husband as commanded by God.
Oh.
Well,
hell no. Oh,
they
Then
actually
oh no.
they're Mormon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mormons
Um,
especially.
and
Yeah.
one thing that I found quite interesting was that she is one of 8 children and he is one of 9 children.
Damn.
Yeah,
be
Mormons.
So they
fucking-
both
yeah.
grew
Damn,
up
I mean,
in
I-
very large
It's-
Mormon
I
families.
can't stand rich
It's
whites.
because the soaking's not enough for them. Once,
But you
once
know
they
what's
can
even
finally do
funnier?
it, they're
Yeah.
good.
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
You guys want to know
Okay.
what's even funnier?
Oh my.
Clip that.
He is. So let's actually get into
Yeah.
Mr.
Mr. Nealman.
Mr. Daniel.
Oh, you
Daniel
remembered
is
his name.
his name.
Huh?
You remembered his name?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Daniel.
They call me
So-
Neil. Nope, we're not going there. Sorry.
Come on.
Nothing more about it.
To give a
I'll talk
little
about it
bit
after.
to give a little bit of Daniel's background as
Daniel.
well as some kind of information as to how they met and their relationship and kind of leading up to where they are now. Daniel grew up in a Mormon family. Again, he was one of 9. His father actually is the billionaire founder of a
That's right.
number of airline commercials,
Mhm, mhm.
including
My favorite
Yeah.
one.
JetBlue.
Mm-hmm.
So he was brought up in a very suburban upbringing. He was
Shmoney.
brought up in the state of Connecticut, and he
Hey!
kind of he said that he always watched his parents work together, and that's kind of how he expected his future relationship to be. So when he was 23,
I'm gonna
Well,
say.
not money wise.
Oh.
yeah,
His
no,
dad
they-
worked
Yeah.
and she
yeah.
worked on the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
So, mind you, he was 23 and she was 21
Yep.
when they were introduced by a mutual friend. And he said to the friend, "Sign me up, I'm getting married." And she thought it was just a joke. She thought maybe they would date for 6 months. They would, see where it goes. Because, again, she's in
Not with
Juilliard.
Mormons.
Nah.
They'll get married in 2 weeks.
Facts.
Well, that's the thing.
He
This is, mind you, in her, I believe it's her junior or senior year of Juilliard. So she's still currently in school.
Yeah.
And she mentions to him briefly that she has a 5-hour flight from Salt Lake to New York to go back to Juilliard for the semester. She did not know his father owned the airline that she was
No.
flying with. And it just so
Oh.
happened to be that her seat was 5A and his seat was 5B on the exact same flight.
Huh.
He said, "I'm locking
He
this
smiled and said,
I'm
I
going to
made a
Juilliard
call.
too.
Right. He smiled and said, I made a call and I pulled some strings.
Were they already in a relationship at this point?
No.
I think they
No.
were talking.
Oh,
They
hell
were
no.
talking.
They like had
Talking
met and were
phase.
yeah.
It gets better.
Sorry,
So
I'll wait.
she says, and I quote, back then, I thought we should date for a year before marriage so I could finish school and whatever. And Daniel was like, it's not going to work. We have to get married now. After a month of dating, they were engaged. 2 months after that, they were married.
That's insane.
And moving into an apartment Daniel had rented.
That's
3
crazy.
months after that, she was pregnant and the first Juilliard undergraduate to be expecting in modern history.
Jesus
And the
Christ.
baby
Ladies,
pump
if a guy
Christ,
ever
dude.
walks up to you that you're talking to and tells you, "Hey, I can't let you finish school right now because we got to get married now," walk away.
Yeah.
That's a
Or-
red flag.
If like the first time you meet him, he's like, "We're going to get married," and like, not like if it's not if you're if you're into it, hey,
If
whoa,
it's
hey,
like-
whoa.
I feel
But,
like,
like-
you can kind of tell when it's a joke. Versus
Yeah,
when,
when
it's
he's
more
like-
serious.
I mean,
feel
based
like,
on what happened,
I'm gonna
it's pretty
marry you.
serious.
It's
yeah, like
Also, if he
We're
uses
getting
his
married.
connections to manipulate,
I was
Yeah.
gonna,
like plans
I was gonna
to
say,
make it that you guys sit next to each
Yeah.
other, so that he could try to finesse on you.
He
for
even
the
admitted
money.
it.
Yeah.
she thought it was a coincidence until they were on the flight together,
Yeah.
and he was there and
Like,
showed,
no, I
"Oh,
can see
look
it."
at my boarding pass is 5B," and she's like, "Oh, I'm 5A."
Hey,
so it's
what
like,
are the
Oh, I know.
odds?
right,
Yeah, I know.
right. She didn't expect
got
that.
access. I got access to the system.
Also, that's you couldn't like upgrade her to first
True.
class.
Fact.
Couldn't pull those strings.
Nah.
No,
He
No,
lowered
good on him
himself
for
to
flying,
her, you
for
know.
flying coach.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, hey, listen, all the like romance book, like giant grand gestures are cool in the romance books, but sometimes in real life, they don't hit as
Kind
hard.
of creepy.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I don't even know if this necessarily applies. as,
That's
like,
also
one of
true.
those
It's like a
grand
discount
This
version
seems
of like a grand
manipulation.
gesture. Yeah.
This is a little
It's
scary.
not
Yeah,
a grand
look-key.
gesture because
Yeah.
there's no connection. Like,
That is also
Yeah.
true. That's true. Actually, it didn't really do anything
There's
for her.
not
And
love
it's just-
behind it.
No,
yeah, he was just like,
it kind of
yeah.
intruded on her personal space.
Yeah,
Right.
low
See,
key.
and this is what happens when you allow your belief system to encourage sexual repression. Because he did this because he was trying to hit.
Low key.
So he stalked her, basically.
Yeah.
Might
He
as
did.
well. He stalked her and then said, "We're getting married tomorrow so that we could start boning." And then
And it happened.
got her pregnant while she was still
so wild,
hitting
dude.
it raw.
She's
and
almost
within,
done.
Like
Yeah,
what, 6
that's what I'm
months?
saying.
I think she
Like, you
had,
couldn't wait
a
till like
semester or
year.
two
That
left.
would have
Yeah.
taken. To,
Yeah.
like,
She could have graduated, and then you guys
she
could have
wanted
done
to wait a
everything.
year. If he
She
would have
was-
given her a year, she would have graduated.
Yeah.
She was
that's
she
crazy.
was like going for like dancing too.
Yeah.
Which is extremely like
She was a ballet dancer.
Which
Like,
is-
Yeah.
which
That's
is
a very
horrifying
strict
on
body.
the body.
Yeah.
yeah, especially toe ballet, because I seen some videos and it looked like she still practices now, but she did, I believe, toe ballet, which that's even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that is just. And Juilliard, like of all places, you get into Juilliard and you're not even able to finish what you want to do.
Okay. High School
So
Musical 5.
yeah, so let's talk even more about them. So one thing I also found interesting was that he did not mention to her that he wanted to have a farm life until after they were married.
That's crazy.
He
why is that?
always he dreamed of having a farm, owning these animals, and making the farm basically be his source of income rather than working at JetBlue like his father had. So I think that was kind of interesting
Dumbass.
because it's like why wouldn't you
Idiot.
have those conversations beforehand and like
Well,
talk about it?
It's also
what I'm
like,
saying.
he's
That's
like,
what
this
happens
is
when
my
you care
dream,
about your
and I'm gonna make this a
That's true.
thing, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make you take care of it
And,
all.
and I think that's a big problem in the trad wife movement
Mhm.
is that it's a lot of like I'm just going to kowtow to whatever my husband
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
me,
Right.
as opposed to like
Hate
living
that.
my own dreams.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I'm sure we'll get into, but she had her own dreams and
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole
Yeah.
oh, I want to be on a farm, so that means we're going to be on a farm.
Right.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
want to have a bunch of kids. That means we're going to have a bunch of
Yeah.
kids. It's like,
And what's
it's-
even more interesting is that they have no childcare. So she
True.
does
Yeah, he
all the
specifically-
child
he was like,
care.
no.
He was like, no nannies allowed in my
Yeah.
house.
They,
Yeah.
they do not do ready meals. So everything that she makes, she makes from scratch.
Yeah.
They do have somebody that comes in to homeschool the children. However,
Of course, they're
That-
homeschooled.
area was what she wanted to be her ballet studio.
Yeah.
And they basically made it the kids' schoolroom, which I understand you have a lot of kids, but like at some point you should be
Who did
able
that?
to do something for your wife to give her what she wants.
Facts.
And I feel like,
No.
right, exactly. He kind of was just like, No. Like they only have a cleaner that comes in once every month, I believe, and most of the work is on her.
That's
right.
insane.
And
what are you gonna do once a month?
Exactly.
He told the interviewer that sometimes she gets so ill from exhaustion that she can't get out of bed for a week.
Like that's not okay.
She's
Yeah.
a mother
How do you
to
admit
8
that?
children.
Yeah.
It'd be
I
cool.
can't imagine how exhausting that must be on a day-to-day basis, let alone to where now she's sick and can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Like what?
Send
It
those
sounds-
motherfucking kids to public school or
Facts.
private school because
Yeah.
I'm sure you can afford
Let them
it.
get a little damaged.
Send them to school.
Yeah.
Homeschooling is fine if you want to do that, if your
Mhm.
heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
But I know a lot, especially because they're Mormon. I'm certain they're
Yeah.
conservative, right? Their
Yeah.
reasoning for homeschooling their kids, I'm sure, is, well, we don't want the liberal agenda to be forced into our kids' brains by school teachers because they're all liberals and contribute to the problems in the Stay blessed. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, and dude, there are dudes out there that are weirdo freakazoids, but like in a partner, I want more than just like. It's gonna sound a little, but
slave?
like more than like someone to breed my kids and then take care of
Exactly.
them. Like,
Like, literally.
it's
I mean, it kind of
Gross.
does feel like a little bit like a breeding.
yeah,
Basically.
like
because
hate
she doesn't
that.
make any decisions apparently.
no, yeah,
He forces her to make the plates from scratch.
yeah. She doesn't
Yeah,
have like,
I forgot about that.
She's
part
out there
too.
Well,
scooping
Yeah.
clay
the
into a
interviewer-
furnace.
yeah. She's not allowed to have interest. Like,
She did ask them like what their thoughts were about like birth control and stuff like that. And they said that they don't really believe in it, and they asked them if
What?
like they plan pregnancies, and the husband, which I feel
do.
like is a very
he's like, yeah, I do.
I feel like it kind
Every
of,
9
but it
months.
shows how out of touch he is because he said no, but he's like, hold on, let me see. She is the one that prays and asks God if it's another time to like bring one into the earth, and he's like, but for whatever reason, it's exactly 9 months after a baby that she's ready for the next one.
What?
Huh.
That she
Huh.
is ready for.
That's
yeah.
weird how that
Yeah.
lines.
How a
It
human
lines up
body
really
works.
weird.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, huh?
And she says her response to that was, it's definitely a matter of prayer, but somehow it's
Yeah.
exactly 9 months, he says.
She's brainwashed.
Yeah.
He's got a calendar reminder every 9 months.
Yeah.
Make a
Oh,
kid.
time
Are you
to
ready,
date.
hon?
Make
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah, low key.
But after a woman after a woman gives birth, there's a 6-week time span for which her body has to heal, and absolutely nothing can happen. So you're telling me that as soon as that 6 weeks was up, he immediately was like, all right,
Back up
we're going to have another one.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of wild. Like, her
If you
body,
waited.
realistically, I don't feel like her body has ever had a second to kind of reset from having these babies. Having these babies back to back on her body is just insane. And what's even
Why she's
crazier,
out for like 2 weeks in bed.
he's
True.
talking about having more kids with her.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's trying to outdo his
His
dad.
goal is to have more
Okay.
kids in the
Cheaper by the
future.
dozen.
And
Yeah,
she
low
says
key.
that she's like, maybe if it happens, but
What's
like
gonna happen?
exactly. And he's like, no, we're gonna have more
Yeah,
kids. Like
yeah,
we're having
exactly.
more kids. Like I feel like that's crazy. Like having 8 kids is a lot. Like I
Facts.
honestly don't think that I could handle more than like 4.
Yeah.
I think 4 would
Octomom.
drive me crazy. Like I might even be capping it at 3 kids, maybe
Yeah,
even
I'm capping
2.
at 3 for
I'm
sure.
capping
But
it.
but like 8 children, and you take care of the children, you take care of the farm. They have a
What you do?
business.
My fault.
Well, they have
He
a
lives.
business that runs from the farm.
Nice.
I
Reproduces.
guess they sell the meat from the cows
He's
and
so
the
seed, my
pigs,
fault.
and then they sell the eggs. So they do have some business that comes out from their farm.
Well, they also
but I
make
guess
money
like
from their
Oh,
like social media.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I guess like they have like a whole like employee system and everything for their farm. So they make money off of that. But now with the trad wife and this article coming out, a lot of people find it quite interesting and like are speaking more about their lives.
With the interview, the thing I found interesting is I think there was one or a couple moments where they would ask her a question
Yes.
and she would like look up at him.
Yep.
Yeah.
For an
Or
and-
he would
Yeah.
answer for
yeah, or
her.
he would answer for her, and like I don't know, that makes me feel a little like, ew, like
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
weird. Like if
Yeah.
you genuinely don't know the answer, sure,
Right.
but the questions were things that she should know or have an answer for, and she's looking at him to be
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
There
oh,
was
like
one-
what's the right answer?
I think
you
there was
know?
like a question that they asked of something like, "Oh, what are some of like the difficulties?" She was like, "Well, sometimes." And then she like looked up at him. She's
Yep.
like, "What are some
Yes,
of the
yeah,
difficulties?"
yeah.
He's like,
exactly.
"I don't even really give a fuck, low key."
Look,
Like, yeah, I bet you
Yeah.
don't.
yeah,
bud.
nothing's difficult for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
just gotta
because
pump and
he's
dump, and that's it.
detached from it. Yeah. I think
Ugh.
it's like all of the hate, I guess, per se, is really being directed towards her and like her decisions within the relationship, which I don't think that it should be all directed towards her.
No.
I definitely think that it should be directed towards the both of them because he did some shisty things in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I found out that my future husband or my husband did those things. Like, A, we would not be getting married if we're engaged. And B, if we were married, we would get an annulment so fast. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I feel like she's, kind of the victim in this thing.
Yeah.
It's
kind of manipulated.
It's giving Stockholm syndrome a little
Yeah.
A
bit.
little
At this
bit.
point, yeah, for sure.
Like,
And
ultimately, if she's happy, like genuinely happy, because obviously I can't see into her mind.
Yeah.
So if she's genuinely happy, mazel tov, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
But from the outside, it feels like she wouldn't be.
Well, she even mentioned, because I think they asked her when she was by herself, like about her dreams and stuff, and like I forgot her response, but it basically kind of alluded to like those were things that she was still like into and wanted to finish.
Yeah,
but like
she
she
was
kind of
talking
can't
about
at this
wanting
point.
to still dance
Yeah,
and
she
like
wanted to be a dancer in New York.
having her own studio. And, her goal when she left home at 17 was to be in New York and to be a ballerina. And she knew like when she started to have kids, her life would look different. So that's why she wanted to wait.
And she went to Juilliard.
Yeah, fact.
If you want to get into like the creative like performance field, going
That's
to
the place.
Juilliard is
Getting into
a
Juilliard.
golden ticket. to
Yeah.
And she, if we're being real, at least from my perspective, she had that ripped from her
Yeah.
by this fucking nepo baby douchebag. Because he wants kids immediately.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And
Yeah, you're 23, bro. You
Facts.
couldn't wait one more
My
year.
God.
Like,
you can't like just enjoy, just having a whole
But I
bunch of money,
also-
just living life.
I think
Lavish.
that's so young. Like looking at it
Facts.
now, like obviously that's not much difference than like our age, but like 21 and
We're old.
23
Yeah.
getting
Couldn't
married, like
Yeah.
that's insane. Like
Yeah.
her frontal lobe isn't even developed yet. Like
Right.
neither is his.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Having 8 kids in like for us like 4 years is crazy, dude.
Yeah. That's
Hell no.
wild. And like back to
Well,
back.
how old are they now? Or how old are they now?
The
That's how
husband
you
and
talk.
wife. The husband and wife.
Yeah,
Give me 2
because they were
seconds.
21, 23 when they first met, but they had 8
He's
kids.
35. She's 34.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
in
so
like
it's been 13
God.
years.
so in like
Damn.
Yeah, their first
8?
one is 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, every year.
so in like 8 years for
So
us.
like, yeah, when
The
does she ever
only-
get to like not have a baby?
The only time
No,
there's
she doesn't. She's not allowed.
actually there's only space in between the children is between the 12-year-old and the 10-year-old. That's
Damn.
the only
True.
gap.
he missed his calendar
She
reminder.
had, she had
Whoa.
vacation time.
I got real. Hey,
My
bro, put the dogs on the
bad.
pod
I'm
tracks.
sorry.
Yo.
My bad.
Doggies.
I was like, whoa, why are we coming through so like loud now?
She stacked up vacation time, and
Yup, there it
Yeah.
is.
he let her take it. But no,
she
that
blew
like,
it all after the first
Yeah,
kid.
she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Hey. No, but that's crazy because like the amount of like, not to sound like a sweetheart or anything, but like the amount of stress that being pregnant puts on a woman's body.
Yeah.
Never having a break from that is fucking
It's crazy.
No, your body's always.
But
just
your
in that
body,
stage.
That's insane.
I believe it was said somewhere that after a woman gives birth, it takes 2 years for her body and her organs to go back to how it was.
Jesus.
So her body never got the opportunity to go back to how it was. Even now, this picture, the most recent picture was from I think 2 weeks ago, and their youngest is 6 months. So that's insane.
Yeah.
That's
No,
insane.
get off of her for real though.
Give her a break.
Leave her
Facts.
Also, like,
alone.
I don't know. What do you need that many
Pull
kids
out,
for?
That's
man.
what I was saying.
Damn.
This dude, the only thing he's leaving behind for his kids is a farm because
Facts.
he doesn't want to take over his dad's stuff like he said.
Yeah.
So like, what are we doing with all,
Yeah,
all
oh
8
God.
of these kids? Like, I don't know.
Also, like,
Building
listen,
an army.
if I made the decision to make my wife a baby factory, I also wouldn't then
That
make
hurts.
her. Well, I mean, it's kind
I
of,
know
you
that the point of it, but like,
Yeah.
hearing it hurts.
Like, I wouldn't then also be like, oh, by the way, get to fucking work on the farm. Start milking those cows, bitch. Like that's
like if it was
too.
him, okay. Like,
yeah,
but
like,
no,
at least-
she
but
still
no,
goes
she's the
out
one
and
who's-
takes care
Yeah,
of the farm
cows and
animals.
She
chickens and-
like milks the cows. She gets the eggs from the chickens. She is an active like partner in the business and in the farm.
and I'm sure she's
all
still
while
like
taking care of 8 kids.
what?
So you're a clown.
I'm just saying, like, and I'm sure she's still like, you know, out there like working out
With a
and
full
doing
belly,
everything
too.
Still
to
like
like,
doing
yeah,
her routine
like
and
to
stuff.
make sure that she stays in shape for her husband or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
It's
you're saying yeah.
Like,
most
dude,
definitely.
give her a break.
Well, yeah,
man.
I mean,
damn.
12 days after giving birth, she
She's
went
in a
and,
beauty
you know,
pageant.
One in
Like,
beauty, yeah.
golly.
and that's on the 8th kid. Like,
That's impressive.
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
that's-
Good on her for that. But like,
That's crazy.
you shouldn't have to.
you
do
shouldn't
that.
have to put yourself through that type of stress. I could only imagine, dude.
Facts.
I thank God every day I can't get pregnant, man.
Honestly, I'd be getting a cramp too wrong, and I'm like, oh, I can't. Like, And then like 8 back to back is just insane. And then to
Bananas.
still have to like be a mother during that and be like a caretaker and a
mother,
business
a
owner, a
wife,
wife. Like she has so many
TikToker.
expectations on her.
True.
And that's one thing that I also kind of find very interesting is that like I don't know how much revenue she does make off of TikTok, but a lot of hate that she got after this article was people saying that she did this to promote their business. Because after this article had come out, she had posted a TikTok talking about like new things that their business is doing and how they're expanding, and like
Interesting.
she kept name dropping the business. So people are thinking
Well, it's
like,
probably the
oh,
husband in
she
the back.
did it.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. But
Control
people
and
are
stuff.
thinking like maybe, you know, she did it for like the fame. Maybe they did it to make the business better. So a lot of hate per se is coming from that, like questioning, is she doing it to make capital?
Listen. Well, I don't think she's like the article part or like the just all of it.
Is she kind of giving this portray of herself as like their lives for money for the farm? I don't think that that's what it is. Like I think that they genuinely live this way
Yeah.
and like that's their lives.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying that like she was doing it as like a tactic for their business.
possibly.
Even
but
then.
I give it 5 years before I see her on TLC
Mm-hmm.
and her family.
No,
Because
low-key.
TLC loves this kind of
Facts.
thing.
Not even.
Yeah.
I give it like a year,
Yeah.
if that.
I
Yeah.
want to know her daily regimen, because how do you make everything from scratch and raise the kids
Facts.
and take care of a farm
Facts.
and like
Mhm.
take care of your husband as
Use
well?
all 24
Like,
hours.
Thing it's like
I
you don't
don't-
even, you don't have time for yourself.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have
Yeah.
time for your own interests and like that's hell.
Yeah.
Facts.
And the interviewer pointed out in the interview, there's a few times where she kind of mentions how the father opened the door with the 6-month-old in his arms and then immediately passed it off to his
Yeah.
wife. And the baby was in the wife's arms for the whole 4 hours of the interview and like wasn't off the mom's lap once. So like that, you have a baby in your lap,
Yeah.
and then they talk about how there was another child that was like pulling on her long blonde hair and like kind of like pulling on her clothes, trying to get her attention. And the interviewer said multiple times there wasn't really a time where the interviewer was able to speak to her without either her kids or her husband
Yeah.
interrupting her. And it's like, I feel like as a person, not being able to speak and say what you want to say and like always being cut off or always being like needing to provide for somebody else, like it's understandable as to why she's so exhausted and in bed for a week. Like that's so unhealthy.
It also seems
Sorry.
like his
Anyway.
like her husband is probably like a giant man baby too.
True.
Mhm.
So like,
Definitely.
I don't know how to do the dishes.
Right.
I don't know how to raise kids. It's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy for him to walk into the interview and
Yeah.
immediately,
And be like,
here's
all
our
right.
kid.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
here
he
you go.
opened the door for the interviewer and then immediately passed the baby off to his wife, which like is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine like just the constant like stimulation of having all these kids and all these needs that you have to fulfill, not only for your children but for your husband, because I mean they believe that the husband is king in the household, so you can't
Gay.
Yuck.
like fall in any spot. Like there's a lot of pressure on her, I feel. And you're a
Yeah.
business owner. Like you guys run the business of the farm together. So it's like there's so many different aspects to it. And I find it really interesting, like how popular this has become, because I feel like within the last 2 years or so, trad wives and like that kind of phenomenon has become a lot more popular.
Yeah, with the rise of the red pill,
Yeah.
they very much have been pushing like the trad wife narrative.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been helpful,
Right.
No.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Like if it makes you happy and you're not being hurt, then that's great. But at some point there are signs that people are going to start to question things. Like clearly what she thinks is normal in her relationship, other people don't think is normal. Other people are kind of like, they're like, oh, this is interesting. And some it piques their interest in a good way and some it piques their interest in a bad way. But that's kind of what happens when you put your life out there and social media kind of just takes over.
Yeah.
But it is interesting.
That Nara lady,
Nara Smith.
she's
She's also 22.
Right
She's-
now?
She's 22, yeah.
Jeebus.
She's married to Lucky Blue Smith. He was a model,
That's
I
kind of a
believe.
hard name, though.
Right?
Lucky
He does
Blue
have a
Smith.
nice name.
Lucky Blue
Yeah.
is hard, anyway. That's the horse name. Sorry, anyway.
That's something you
fault.
name a truck.
Yeah, low key.
She, I don't know, something about her feels like it's a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people are
Something feels
saying
kinda
that,
funny.
though.
I
A
know
lot
she-
of people
like, she's like,
say...
my husband wanted Coca-Cola,
But
so I
it's-
made it literally from
What the-
literally from scratch.
What the hell?
But it's
like-
also the way in which she speaks, too. She speaks in, like, a very, like, soft,
Yeah.
angelic, like, my husband. Like, no, girlfriend. That's not how you fucking talk.
My
My
husband.
husband.
Yeah, that's why I feel like for her it might be a little bit. It might be real, but I feel like it could be a
By
bit
demons?
too.
Yes.
I also find it interesting, like, how young this started. Because, like, Hannah was 21. Nara's 22. Like, these are young women.
Well,
and men, realistically, too, because their husbands aren't that much older than them. Like,
Yeah,
they're
both,
all really
they're both
young.
Mormon,
Mm.
and Mormons typically tend to get down quick.
Right.
Yeah. They
And I
go to
think
college, and that's how
Nara
it
and
kinda
Lucky
goes.
have 3 or 4 kids, I think, at this point.
Damn.
I know she just had a kid
She's
not
22.
that long ago. Yeah.
God
I'm pretty
damn.
sure they have 3 or 4, I
We're
think.
bordering on problematic here.
Low key.
She's 22. And she
Oh.
has potentially 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
It might be 3.
Oh.
We're teetering on.
I think about that.
Oh.
The math ain't quite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Get off of her, you freak.
Leave her alone.
But yeah, is there anything else that you guys like saw? Anything that you guys thought? Any comments, questions, concerns? I guess.
I saw like a thing where it was talking about like at one point in the interview where Daniel stepped out or something like that.
Yes.
And then he like talked about like the birth, like
the epidural.
Yeah.
Mm.
And she's like, it was great. Like, but like she had to keep it a little
Yeah.
So
low key.
Yes.
Like,
so
that's crazy.
she gave birth to 6 out of 8 of the children unmedicated. The reason she gave birth to, I know one of them medicated was because it was a 10-pound baby and her body just could not have the baby. But she only said that she had an epidural after her husband had left the room,
Mhm.
and she had to whisper and say that it was great.
Yep.
And like, I'm
so
sorry,
bad.
Nah, facts.
but like, if you want to have children naturally, absolutely. Like, you are a powerhouse and God bless you. But the fact that she feels the need to whisper
Yeah.
about having an epidural, like, I think that's kind of crazy.
For
Like,
him?
that-
Kind of looks like discount Anthony.
Let me see.
Padilla.
He's got small face. He's got like Charlie Kirk small face syndrome. Don't do Anthony
Well, they
Padilla like that. That's
referred
crazy.
I
to-
said a
The-
discount.
Don't, even then, it's still too much.
Anthony Padilla looks a lot better.
the interviewer referred to him as an all-American steak of a husband, square-jawed
Steak.
and denim-clad.
Um,
Which, realistically, looking at him, and that's kind of what he gives. That's the vibes that he gives off. Even then, like, in the article, it has a picture of her with her Miss Utah America sign, and she's like heavily pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, she is very like, I would say maybe like 7-8 months.
Ooh, I just found a part that I don't
No
know.
days
Sounds
old.
a little weird.
Real
Ooh,
quick,
go ahead.
like I feel like he is unnecessarily cruel to her. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only is she a baby factory,
Mhm.
she also has to perform slave labor on the farm. She also has to perform slave labor in the house.
mhm.
Mhm.
And then he won't even give the grace of allowing her. One, he doesn't even. I'm sure he doesn't allow birth control. In
No,
any
they
means.
don't.
Yeah.
he doesn't even allow her to take steps to make the birthing process easier on her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. At every
Why?
level,
Yeah.
she has to do
But
it the
why?
hardest possible way.
Fact.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because here it says, so they said, living out here, it must be hard to envision all the millions of eyes watching them.
Yep.
So she says, I feel like we're doing what God wants. Then he goes, her husband says, we're on his errand a little bit. And then she repeats, we're on his errand a little bit.
Oh,
It's
bro.
a little weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I hate
He's being guided.
I hate this framing around God of like,
Yeah.
this is subjecting myself to this life is what God wants for me. It's like, I feel like
It's an easy way to validate incorrect action.
exactly.
Yeah. And I think bringing it back to like
Makes it
somebody
unhealthy.
mentioned it earlier was talking about how she looks at him for a response. So like the interviewer asks her if the stuff that comes out has an impact on her, and she says it does. She hears things and it's not fun, but she pauses, looks up at her husband who's now standing behind her and says,
Oh, geez.
"What do you think upsets us the most?"
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
And,
give a
like,
fuck.
us.
What the
Yeah.
That
hell,
wasn't
bro?
at all what the interviewee was asking. She was like asking, how does it impact you?
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you think upsets us the most? It's
Yeah.
like,
It's like
why
there is
can't
no
you
you
answer
to
that?
her. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
and
She's
he's
the
very,
husk. She's
Yeah.
not like a person.
yeah,
She's just-
he's very numb to it. He kind of just doesn't care. Like, he's very like, just block it out. It doesn't matter.
I
So
bet.
like, it doesn't affect him realistically, it seems like, at all. It seems like all of the effect is on her.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Right. And it's I can't imagine how exhausting it is. And like she even is talking about how she is like she has to keep up her beauty, and like she wants to make sure that she wants to be a good wife for her husband. And it's like, I can't imagine trying to take care of myself, 8 kids, a farm, a husband, a business. Like,
Yeah.
I would
Well,
be
I don't-
drowning.
Yeah, I don't think she's taking care of herself.
But that's
That's
the thing.
true.
Like,
Definitely not.
she isn't for her. I guess she's taking care of herself for
That's
him
true.
per
Herself
se.
herself physically.
But,
at
like,
least.
Yeah.
She does that stuff so that way she's beautiful to him. Like, after 8 children, you can look at her and she don't look like she has any kids. Like, she is gorgeous. Like, you wouldn't even know. Like, this woman had 8 kids. Where?
At what point do you? She's talking about like, wanting to be a good wife for her husband. At what
Mhm.
point do you want your husband to be
a good
good
husband.
for, yeah, good
Right.
husband for you? I feel like that's like
It's
just
not
as
a
important.
requirement, bro.
Yeah, and that's like the crux of the trad wife issue is that
Mhm.
you just don't even get to be a person anymore. You're just a
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
Yeah. And
stand
it
around,
even.
make sure you look pretty.
And there's multiple times where I feel like within the article, anything that she kind of says or has feelings towards, it's kind of like debunked by her husband. So like he'll kind of backtrack and be like, oh, like for example, they have a 15 passenger van that they use, and they asked
big
like,
Thing.
oh, are you going to fill it someday? Like, is that the goal, to fill it? And he said yes. And she said, we'll see. So it's like she's already kind of giving this, like, I don't really know.
I'm not
like, I'm
really
not
trying
so
to do all
sure.
that.
And he's dead set on, yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
for sure,
That's
for
the
sure.
minimum.
You're gonna
And
fill
it's
2
like-
of them things.
Yeah.
That's just one
Get
example
a
of
bus.
where, right,
Yes, sir.
where like she says something and she has an opinion on something, and it's kind of like, actually, no, because her husband said no.
Yeah.
It's like,
And she can't even actually say like, no, I don't
No,
think so.
yeah,
She's like,
because-
oh, well,
Yeah.
well, maybe.
It's always
yeah.
like a room for like
mm-hmm.
She's
Room for
not
discussion.
going against him actively.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
But it kind of feels like even if she were to say, like, I wouldn't necessarily want that, it doesn't matter. It feels like kind of what he says goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt very like the first time he saw her and was like, we're gonna get married. He saw more like features like than a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, that's something like I would like
That's
my
a
kids
conquest.
to, yeah, kind of thing, as opposed to like enjoying her like for the person
I see
she
a
is.
good
kind of
child
thing.
vessel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As
She's
opposed to,
got
Exactly.
good
wow.
birthing hips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide uterus for easy
Yeah.
birth.
Exactly. Exactly. Because he immediately started making her have kids, and then she's not allowed to do really anything else. So
Yeah. And it's like, it says that she tried so I guess originally they had moved to the Upper West Side, and then she was pregnant, and he originally got a job as the director of the security company with his father. So they moved to Brazil, and she had 3 kids under the age of 4. By then, she was still dancing professionally a little bit, but after that, they had settled in Utah, and she stopped dancing essentially completely.
It's always Utah.
Facts.
I
Mormon
mean,
capital of the United States.
right?
Yeah. I wonder what like her parents think, and I know they're also Mormons. So I'm sure they're like okay.
Hell
with it,
yeah,
but,
she
like,
did it.
Doing
No,
God's
like,
work,
yeah.
honey.
Mhm. But like when asked about what sacrifices she made, she said, "I gave up dance, which is hard, and he gave up a piece of himself. He gave up his career ambitions." Which, like,
He said he
He
didn't
never
want to
had
do this
any.
anyway.
Yeah, he never had any to begin with.
Yeah.
He
right?
just wanted to
Like,
farm.
he
Wanted to play Stardew Valley
says
for real.
later in the article that like his goal was always to get married and have a farm.
Yeah.
That's what he knew he
Oh,
wanted
so
to
he
do.
got his goal.
Yeah, literally.
Right,
Yeah, he
so
didn't give
it's
up. And
like-
he achieved that.
It
Yeah.
kind of gives off that she, mind you, I don't know any other sacrifices that he may have made, but like with this one, it seems like she gave up the biggest sacrifice of all. She gave up her
Life.
dreams,
Yeah.
her life, her body. Like she gave up everything to be his wife, and
Yeah.
now she's not even referred to as Hannah Nealman. She's referred to as Ballerina Farms. Like
It's crazy.
you don't even look at her as a person anymore. You look at her as like what she is and what she has and what she's done on the internet, which I don't know. That's a lot.
Facts.
But yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
There was something. I lost it. There was
gonna bring this
something.
up, but we talked about it a bit about like using God as like a way or religion to like excuse behaviors that aren't the greatest. And like, I don't know. If my God was like, "Hey, you got to do this," I'm like, "Sorry, bro. Doesn't sound like a good deal to me." Like it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been saying this for years now, that the worst people to like advertise religion are religious people, at least as far as like Christianity goes.
Yeah.
Because from my experience, Christians, and I'm not atheist, I'm agnostic myself, but
Same.
Christians, at least a lot of the ones that I've known in my life, make God out to be this fucking asshole who like hates more than he loves and all this stuff. And it's like the God that I knew growing up wouldn't want to subject his children to this type of lifestyle.
Yeah. Or want like his followers to like, or sick them on people that aren't like
Exactly.
following
Mhm.
by the book or are in their version of the book, because there's
Yeah.
so many different ways that it can be
Yeah.
looked at. But
Yeah. He did give us free will for a reason. So, like, subjecting yourself to somebody else who takes away your free will and be like, "Oh, it's his plan." Cap.
Yeah.
kind of irrelevant, but I just thought about it. I saw someone say like, because obviously things are like, if you don't do what God wants, you're gonna go to hell, and like, Satan's gonna punish you. Why would Satan punish you?
That's what I'm saying, for
doing,
not
like-
listening to
for not doing the things that, his dad wanted you to do.
even
Like,
though he actively rebelled against anyone.
yeah.
Hey,
So I when I saw that, I was like, that's kind of funny. That's interesting.
yeah.
But yeah, not related to this, but I just thought about it.
Yeah.
I saw that too. I was like, true, dude.
Yeah. Based.
Face.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if that's the life that she wants to live, then absolutely. But looking at it from an outsider's perspective, like, it doesn't seem like the most healthy thing for her. Like,
Yeah.
what really sticks out is she is so sick to where she cannot get out of bed for a week. How is that okay? And how is that possible? Like, that's too much. That's not how anybody should live. That's not how anyone should be. Like, that in itself isn't right. And like, I feel like if you take apart the article and like take apart the religion aspect and you take apart all the stuff and really give down to the meat and potatoes of like their relationship and how their relationship came to be, like, I feel like from the beginning he was kind of a red flag. And
True.
he didn't go into this with the truest of intentions, and he kind of lied to her. And I think that like once she realized that, she was like, well, we're already married and we can't get a divorce, and this is my life now.
Yeah.
Which,
Got locked
if
in.
that's how you want to accept it, then like by all means go ahead. But I feel like in 5-10 years from now, they're gonna be divorced. Either that, or like she's gonna get so sick that she's gonna end up really unable to take care of herself and the kids, or she's gonna end up getting herself so sick that she's gonna die, and that is no way to live.
Yeah. But he's not going to take care of the kids.
No, he's going to,
all right,
you know what he's going to do?
Yeah, well,
exactly. He's going to find another wife and he's going to get remarried and she's going to start taking care of the kids and she's going to start popping out more kids. And like that to me is just no way to live.
It's on some New Game Plus. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
It kind of works because he probably would get like a 21-year-old wife.
Yeah.
So he keeps himself into the next one but starts over.
That's
crazy. That is foul, but is, you know,
it works somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's.
Would you guys ever want to be a trad wife?
No.
I
I'd like to be a house husband. But
right. I wouldn't mind being like a stay-at-home wife per se, but I would also maybe want like a little part-time job or something to get me out of the house, to get me to have that adult interaction. Because like
just freedom in general.
What adult interaction does she have besides her husband?
Cows.
The like once a month nanny or once a month like a house
the
nanny or
cleaning
whatever.
person. Yeah. And like even then, like they're not really coming in to talk to you. They're coming in to clean a house.
Shut up.
The hell out, yeah.
So right.
So
So
you
it's
said
like,
I won't get paid if I talk to you.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, bro.
besides your husband and your employees, like who do you interact with? If you even interact with your employees, like
TikTok comments.
right, like that is,
Half of
seems
them are
like
coming out
such
crazy
a
too.
isolating way to live.
Yeah.
Ladies, you should advocate better for yourselves.
True. Hey,
You know, most have been trying.
True.
Okay.
True.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't give up your dreams for somebody else.
Facts.
Because, you know, the happier you are with yourself, you know, I'm sure you'll come across someone who loves you for who you are.
I feel like the right person wouldn't ask you to give up your dreams.
Exactly. Especially, period.
Exactly.
Like he easily could have waited a year. They could have dated for longer than how they did. And even if they got engaged, they didn't have to get married right away. They still could have waited.
He's trying to put a baby in there ASAP.
Even beyond the baby, he was just trying to fuck. That's really what it is.
Well, look, he
Never was able to.
He said, "This soaking shit ain't for me no more." What was like the back when Noel did like the Utah the Mormon Bachelor? What was the thing that like the song that they made was about?
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
It was like jorging or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to look up for that.
I don't know, but
that was a good segment, I guess.
It's just, anyways. Yeah, the soaking shit wasn't enough for him. So he's like, I need the real thing
Nah,
now.
look here.
So I'm gonna manipulate this flight so that way I can sit next to her like a fucking creepy weirdo.
Facts.
And 21, like
21.
God,
Yeah.
I would not have wanted to get married at 21.
I might have. But that was like before like actually knowing what like being a person was. So I mean, hey, I still might have. But like no babies though.
If it was, then again, it's hard to find out certainly the right person. But if it's the right person, not entirely against it. But on average, you're probably not going to necessarily know if it's the right person that early on in your life.
I feel like 21 is like the age where you are fully free because you can technically like legally do anything. So like I feel like you got to explore that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, you can't rent a car. Oh, you can rent it. I think you just have an extra charge or something like that.
Really? I thought it was that you can't rent cars until you're like 25 or 26.
No, you just get like an extra charge.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you're 25, you don't have it anymore.
Now, why do we need your brother to rent the car that one time? We were gonna take a vacation.
We can't talk about that on camera.
Don't worry about that.
All right.
Cut that.
Oh.
We were never doing that. The trip never happened anyway.
Yeah, we didn't even end up doing it anyway.
Look here.
No, honestly, I forgot. It's been years since we talked about that. It was probably just to avoid that charge, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Less money that we had to split.
True.
But you could drink though. You could drink drive, just not rent a
Well,
car.
Yeah.
you shouldn't drink and drive.
You can,
Oh,
but you
you
shouldn't.
guys
Yeah.
are funny.
Anyone can.
Yeah. It is on the table, but you shouldn't look at that part of the table.
Maybe take it off the table.
Yeah.
You just put it on the floor in the car.
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's funny. You think she's a wine mom?
Who?
The
Her?
lady?
Which lady?
Well,
oh,
I
like
feel
the
like-
Can
no,
Mormons drink?
no.
I don't
can't
think they
drink?
drink.
Oh, well, I know, like,
Well,
in
I
the
don't-
colleges, they never, like, they don't. They're not allowed to. I figured that was just because of their religion overall, not just because they're, like,
Oh.
young.
So I was
No.
saying no to the wine mom thing. Not the, I don't know if they're allowed to
the
drink.
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are taught not to drink alcohol.
Damn.
What about
Can't
the
have
blood of
sex,
Christ?
Can't drink. Well, that might be more of, like, a Christian
They're
thing.
taught not to
Cranberry
drink any
juice.
kind of alcohol.
That's what I had to used to do. Had to use to what?
Yeah,
Anyway,
they used to.
yeah. When they were like, "You're
Had
too
to
young.
used to have-
Here's
Cran,
like
cran.
or like grape juice or something." Like, I
Yeah.
don't want this, bro.
It says that
Give me that wine.
it says that the Lord commands Mormons to abstain from harmful substances, including alcohol.
Okay.
No cigarettes,
Ooh, I'm sure.
alcohol.
They're also
Haram.
taught not to drink hot drinks, meaning coffee or
Alcohol's
tea,
haram.
other
What?
than herbal tea, and not to use tobacco.
That makes sense. But
Interesting.
no hot drinks. That's crazy.
Yeah, no coffee.
Like hot
or tea.
chocolate.
That's wild.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't
I have that
take
cold
things that are
chocolate.
harmful to your body, but have
Isn't that just
32
chocolate milk?
kids.
30 kids. Yeah,
One
yeah,
after
sure.
the
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Cool.
But
Keys.
yeah, so I thought this article was really interesting. I think that the whole trad wife phenomenon is something really interesting to just look at and kind of dive into. No matter your perspective, I personally don't really I don't really care as long as it's not hurting me or hurting someone else. But I think that it does seem like it isn't the best situation for her. Not to say that that's how it is for every trad wife relationship, but for me, I just find it interesting to see kind of where this dynamic goes, because I feel like their version of a trad wife is different than like the older version and the older definition of a trad wife, where the wife didn't work. Because like these women make money off of social media sometimes. So like Nara Smith and Hannah Nealman, both of them, they have large TikTok followings, so they make income off of these things. So I think that's what kind of separates them and makes them a little different compared to back then, where these women made no money and the men were the sole providers.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting.
Mm.
Any other thoughts for today?
Got anything, Chance?
Not a particular.
No?
No.
Alrighty, well, I guess that concludes episode 29. Thank you all for
Yeah.
listening. Leave any comments in the
Yeah, let us know what you think about
comments.
trad wives.
And let us
Ooh.
know. Yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know,
Let us know if you think we're
your
wrong
opinion. Yeah.
or not, but
Or
let
not,
us know if
yeah.
you think that.
And as always, you can see us every week. So we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful
Bye.
time.
The boys.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh.
close us out.
Sign
Sign
It's
us
all good.
out.
As always, we are
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
wonky.
Yeah.
This is all alleged. Don't sue us. Anyway.
Bye.
What do we do? Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Have a beautiful day. Alrighty, everyone. Hello and welcome to special episode number 28 of the.
Woo!
That was horrible. That was
Podcast.
horrible.
28. Breathe.
My brain just
Sad.
completely
Turn red
just-
immediately.
Stop. Don't bring notice to it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 28 of
What's
the
up?
Dubois Podcast.
29.
Fuck!
28, 29.
Right.
Yeah, I got a 30.
Horrible.